Today on Mothership, we're talking about divorce when there are kids in the picture.
Because you have the children that you have to keep going for, you get through it.
For me, it was fear, the fact that someone else is going to influence your children that you have no say on.
It can be really tough to hold everything together. It's tough on you, it's tough on the kids. So how do you do the best by them while you're trying to figure out a new normal?
So Alice, let's start with you. What was your experience of divorce?
Well, I've been divorced for about 5 years and I've got 2 children. They're 5 and 7, so my youngest was really tiny when it happened. So I've been a single parent for all of his life, really.
And what about you, Matthew?
So my marriage ended in August 2014. I've got 2 children. My son was 3 at the time. My daughter was 6. They live part of the time with me, half the time with me, half the time with their mum.
As it's a 50-50
Yes,
split?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the kind of moment, because, you know, we all have rows with our partners, we all go through difficulties. What was the moment, or was there a moment, I suppose, where you kind of thought, this is it, you know, this is divorce time?
It's difficult to pinpoint. I think about this quite often and I don't really know if I can say, right, that was the time when it happened.
You know, you have your own versions of what happened, and I think part of that is how you come to terms with it afterwards as well. And I don't know. I think it is difficult to say there is any one particular reason. I do think a big thing that maybe communication is always, you can look back and think, well, you know, maybe we hadn't communicated as well through particular periods.
What kind of effect do you think having children had? Obviously, divorce is terrible for anyone, but kind of, what are the added complications? I mean, there's the obvious ones, the practical ones, but did it make making the decision to get divorced harder for you?
Yeah, because you're not just letting yourself down, you're letting the children down. But for me, it was almost a lifesaver. I had really bad postnatal depression after my second child was born. And I think if I hadn't got divorced, or if I hadn't had the children when I got divorced, I would have definitely fallen apart. But because you have the children that you have to keep going for, you get through it. And that was my experience anyway.
Yeah. I mean, now your kids are a bit older, do they ask questions about the divorce? Like, how do you talk to them about it?
Not really. The questions come from, actually, and I've noticed this quite recently, is if we have their friends over to play and they say, why doesn't your daddy live with you? And I kind of go, shut up. But no, they don't really have any questions because it's always been the norm that they have this life that mummy lives here and daddy lives here, and this is where you spend this time and this is where you spend that time, and we've got a very good routine to make it easy for them, and everyone is so happy in the situation, much happier than I think we would be if we were together, that it's clear that it's much better to have it this way. And I think there are some positives to it. My ex-husband works a lot, he's very busy, but when he has the children, he really has them, and they do a lot of really fun things together. They go to the zoo, they go swimming, and those are things that he probably wouldn't do if we were still together, because he would kind of leave those bits to me and he'd be working and then he'd just see them at home when he was tired. So I think in our situation, it almost works really well for the children because they get that really good quality time with him that they wouldn't have had before.
How does it work though if they're having separate time with each parent? How do you handle things like sort of parenting policies, I suppose? Like, have you had any issues with, you know, policies on meal times or treats or things like that?
We kind of leave that to each other.
Okay.
And just trust each other. And we do try to show a united front. We go to parents' evenings together. Then we do a Christmas lunch together once a year. We all meet up.
Oh, how's that? Is it a bit weird?
It feels very modern family. But it's nice, and I think it's important to show that although we don't love each other anymore, we still like each other. Mostly.
Yeah, I mean, that helps. I don't know if I could have Christmas lunch with someone I couldn't stand, so I mean, that's...
Well, yeah, but no, we've never, I think both of us have made a real effort. I think it's very easy to get to a place where you don't like each other, and we've both tried really hard to not go there, and if we have ever gone there, we kind of go, right, maybe we just shouldn't talk for a week and then we'll like reconvene when
so you
we're
just
calmer.
have a break.
Yeah, just have a break.
What was the hardest thing for you about getting divorced?
I have no question that the not being with my kids all the time, and the thought that someone else would be at some point, and that.
You mean another partner coming into
yeah. What you think, what your feelings are, you know, they're not part of the equation, and vice versa. So, for me, it was fear, the fact that someone else is going to influence your children that you have no say on.
So has it come to us? Has your ex got a new partner now, and has it kind of been as bad as you feared?
kind of don't have to think about it really. My relationship with them being strong, loving, secure, all of those things is what's important, and so that's what I focus on. I think it's something that if you did sit and dwell and think about it, I think that's a lot of the worry and the fear. The anticipation of it is often worse.
Yeah.
So in terms of the sort of build up to the breakup, was there a lot of arguing? Like, how did you manage arguing in front of your kids? Because some people say you shouldn't do it at all. Some people say it's part of a sort of normal relationship and it's all right for them to see that if you explain what's going on. What was your sort of thinking?
Well, I've never been a big arguer. We did used to have discussions in the evening, but we really didn't go full on arguments. We just really spent a lot more time apart, and that was when we kind of started growing apart, when he was working away and I was with the kids. So we didn't really go full on the arguments. I remember seeing my parents argue, not a lot when I was a kid, but a little bit. And I think it does give you kind of a measured perspective on relationships. Not that you should be there screaming at the person you love in front of them, but my parents always used to say, we're not arguing, we are having a discussion. And I think that is valuable for kids to see.
Have there been any sort of unexpected sort of benefits to getting divorced? I mean, I know you've talked about, you know, at the time it felt like this dreadful thing, but then you came to realise you were happier. Was there anything like that for you?
I'm definitely a nicer person for it. I used to be quite selfish, and I think I definitely think about others now before myself, which I don't think I even did when I first became a parent. They were very young at the time, but even now, my life is still between the hours of 9 o'clock and 3:10, which is school hours, and then holidays are a nightmare in themselves. But I think that has made me become a lot more resourceful, a lot more independent, because it is just us three, and it is up to me to be the breadwinner. I do get child support from him, but it is up to me to decide how successful I am and how that will affect our family life. So yeah, I'm definitely a lot less selfish. I work a lot harder because I have to, but also I really find that satisfying.
Yeah. Okay, so we asked the internet for tips on how to cope with divorce when you have kids. One of the tips was listen to what your children say and do not say. Does that ring bells for you?
Well, mine couldn't really speak when we got divorced.
What were they not saying, Alice?
They were not saying everything. But I think that's true of parenting, whether or not you're married or divorced. You have to listen and not listen to what they say. You have to probe them if they don't want to talk to you. I think that's not unique to the situation of divorce.
One of the things I won't say I found difficult, but I don't really get one-to-one time with either of my children. And
So you always have them together?
Yeah.
Because there's no one else to look after them.
And so I do get conscious of that sometimes, but then the reverse of that is that, and going back to that thing about the positives of the situation, the relationship my kids have with each other is just seeing how they're the one constant they've got in each other's lives, and they're so close. My son idolises my daughter. She doesn't idolise him, but you know, but they look out for each other, and to any downside, I suppose there is a positive side as well. And I think you do have to kind of focus on that rather than, you know, well, we haven't got this and it's not like that. There are a lot of positives.
Here's another tip from the internet. Reinforce your children's self-esteem and support system. Do you spend a lot of time kind of buoying them up, do you find?
I do, definitely. And I think this is also something that's unique to divorce, that I'm bringing up my children to be a lot stronger than I think I would have if I was married. I think I would have taken on more of a housewife role if I was married. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just I work a lot of hours because of out of necessity, and I make sure to pass those lessons on to my daughter, that she can do whatever she wants. And I don't think that would be a lesson that I would be teaching her so strongly as if I wasn't divorced. And also with my son, he's definitely a feminist. He's 5. And again, I don't think those would be lessons that I'd be passing on to him if I wasn't on my own. But I think I definitely teach them to be a lot more emotionally resilient and hard-working than I would have otherwise.
All right. Now, I don't know, maybe this is a tricky one. I don't know. This is the internet says you should refrain from denigrating your spouse to your children.
Yes.
Is
100%.
that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The most important thing is that your children feel loved and secure by their parents, and you denigrating your ex, it denigrates them as well, and that bond that they have.
If you do that, if you talk crap about them in front of your kids, you're only ultimately hurting them. It might make you feel better for 30 seconds, but after that, what's the point?
So for anyone who's perhaps at the start of the divorce process or going through it at the minute, have you got any sort of coping strategies or advice or just words of support, I suppose, really?
I think I would say just be as nice as possible, which is the most difficult thing to do in that situation. But at the end of it, you're not going to achieve anything by being horrible, and it only makes you feel bad if you're horrible. I used to get kind of really stuck in a cycle. I'd get jealous, I'd get upset, I'd be on my own, I'd feel lost. But once I just started being nice, which was really hard, it's one of those fake it till you make it things. I started feeling a lot better about myself, about the situation, and the situation will come to a natural conclusion. You will be able to move on, but when you're right in it at the start, you feel like you're never going to get out of where you are, and it's horrible, but you will one day.
What about you, Matthew?
Yeah, I mean, similarities really. I mean, I think, yes, it might shape them in a different way to if you'd been together, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, they'll learn things that can be very positive for them, and I mean, that comes down to the focus of both parents on being good parents, whether you're together or not, being a good parent.
So thank you very much, Matthew and Alice, for coming here and sharing your stories with us today. If you've got anything to add, please do leave us a comment down below. Thank you for watching.
What?